500 subscribers. I know I'm a bit late. I'll update all that in another video, but as of yesterday, we just now hit 2,600 subscribers, so thank you all. But this is a long awaited Q&A video, so thank you for all the people that have commented a question. Your question will be on the screen as I answer them, and as well, I will have 50 other questions that are related to just normal day life in anime that I am going to answer in this video. So I hope that shows and opens it up for you guys to understand and see a little bit more of me. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get started. I miss y'all, man. I've not recorded in such a long time, so let's go. First question. And this is, by the way, this is part 1 of part 2 of the Q&A specials. First question is Steve65D9U. Thank you, Steve. If you could go back 5 years in the past, is there anything you would do differently? If I personally could go back 5 years in the past, yes, there is certain things that I would do differently now that I have figured out kind of my path and understanding how detrimental what you do now is going to be going forward. So I would tell myself that the stress that you put on yourself is understandable, but if you're going to put any type of stress, it needs to be stress that is sacrificing for the greater good of you. There was a lot of unwanted and stupid stress that I was putting on myself, whether it was with people or just objects and things, and I felt like that really set me back. I would also use the internet for a greater good. I would doom scroll less, and I would actually listen to more educational and watch more educational videos, whether that is finance, management, just YouTube tricks, just anything of the nature, anything that I was curious about, I would possibly just go and watch that thing. I feel like that right there would also help me if I was to do that. As well as I was already on the path of loving myself, so I don't think that was anything else, but those are the things that I possibly would just really do. I would just stay to doing what I was already doing because I felt like that was the path that I was on, and I would work a lot harder. I would tell myself that me being 26, going on 27, at 21, 22, if I am to do what I'm supposed to do and put my head in the ground and work twice as hard as I normally would, I would be in a greater position than I was. So I would just do that with no stresses, and just continuously saving, investing into my health, invest into relationships, invest into family, invest into my future, invest into all my endeavors and hobbies. I would just do those and save. So, yes, thank you, Steve, for that question. Question number 2 from Kanabata. I hope I pronounced your name right. You always comment though. All of you always comment, so I appreciate it. I love it so much, so thank you. The question was, what is a personal and professional goal you have for yourself for the next 1 to 2 years? So a personal goal is I guess you can kind of say professional too. I guess I want to be able to hit a savings goal that I've had in mind. I don't want to say that goal just yet because I don't want to give it away. Once I get to that point, I will talk about it more, and I want to invest into a certain goal as well. So that's probably some personal that, and then I also want to get back to the physical shape that I once was. The 2 injuries that I had from a torn labrum and an ACL were after I stopped working out as much as I used to. I used to work out 3 to 4 times a day. I know that seemed kind of crazy, but it was a little bit of weight training, a lot of conditioning, and then sports related. So a lot of that took up my time, and I was in the best peak shape that I possibly could be for that age. So I want to get back to that and carry that over. Another professional goal is that I want to be able to, well, let's say personal, sorry about that. Another personal goal is that I want to increase my streams of income from 2 to 6. So I have a few ways that are in the works that are coming. So actually 3 streams of income right now. So I want to go from 3 to 6 in the year. Within a year or two, I should be able to go from 3 to 6 very easy. So in this year, I probably should be able to go from 3 to 6. So I'm very much excited from that. Um, Now professional goals. Professional, I want to be able to take this channel to a place that it has never been before. That is one of the professional goals I want to do, as well as I want to be able to have my degree, and I want to also be able to be certified in the field of business. That is the two things that I want to do with YouTube and business. I want to be able to be certified within those realms and have a system down that has been working for me, and I think that could possibly really, really, really help me. And we're gonna get into some gum chewing in the next question. So, but yes, katana bata, katana bata. Sorry, yeah, I'm a little tired, y'all. But thank you for that question. All right, this isn't a question, but I'm gonna just throw Hyundai Blocks in here anyways. He was the 2500 subscribers, so shout out to you. Next, let's get some gum going. Gum chewing, gum chewing, gum chewing, gum chewing, gum chewing. Alright, let's get these. Sorry if you can hear the cars and everything. It wasn't like that until I recorded. Press record. Next question is Bean Bear 672067. What video games do you play? I think you will love Persona 5. And what would you pursue as a career if you were free to do any job in the world? I would have a cat sanctuary. Hey, okay. So what video games do I like to play? Let's go in parts. So I currently don't play that many. Sometimes I just like playing Madden. I mostly like playing Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact for like 3 to 4 years was my favorite game. I still love to play it at times. It's just not enjoyable unless you have people around. So I think those two, and then Bleach. I like to play Bleach as well. And Spider-Man. So sadly, I haven't played as many games as I used to like playing them. It just hasn't been anything that caught my eye outside of Resident Evil Requiem. I wanted to play that game very much, but I didn't know if I was gonna finish it, so I didn't buy it. And yes, Persona 5. I actually used to watch Afro Senchu play Persona 5. And Persona 5 seems like a very cool game that I probably would be interested in. I have just never gave it a chance, so I think I need to revisit that and possibly see what Persona 5 is like. And what would you pursue as a career if you were free to do any job in the world? That's an easy question for me. It would be music. Just because the way I see the impact that lyrics and melodies and words have upon people when they're going from being down in a dump to being able to hear somebody talk about something or sing about something, it just lifts people's spirits. They were right when they said music is like another way to the spirit realm. It's kind of so like transverse, like that it's just so crazy to think about. Like, we all have a song that we love, we all have a song we dislike, we all have a song that is for sad, heartbreak, Lyrics, a song that is our happy song, just everything you can think of, our turn up, our workout song. We all have these things. I feel like music is so universal. It doesn't matter which language that you speak. You can enjoy a song no matter if you don't know what it is because it just touches you and you remember where you were when a certain songs come on. So it would definitely be music just to be able to help people, sing with people, and just be able to share a moment with that person. They may be going through something, I may be going through something, but when this song comes on, this 3 minutes and 30 seconds is one of the brightest spots that has happened to us, if not this month, this year. So definitely would be being a musician or artist. Next question is from Ingwerty Dimjin. I hope I said that name right. I'm sorry. What was your first anime you watched? That is a good question. So, I'm gonna give you two answers, and they're probably pretty basic. I've said these before in a long video ago. So, Dragon Ball Z was my first anime I've ever watched on Toonami. I didn't have control of that though. It just came on TV. I used to watch the same Frieza episode all the time and the same Android episode because that's the only ones they would really show. But the first anime that I personally have watched was Naruto. I actually remember being maybe like 6 or 7 years old. Like that around that age, and Naruto coming out in the first episode debuting and it coming on Cartoon Network late at night. And I remember being up actually watching it. And I wasn't supposed to be up, but I was. So I snuck and watched it. I remember that exactly. So Naruto was my very first anime that I watched that I like subconsciously watched without it knowing. So yeah, it was Naruto. Next question comes from 12 Ray Cool. Shout out to you. Just discovered your channel recently and I am obsessed. I'm a super casual anime fan, but I watched Bleach in high school and it's my comfort anime for sure. So I love that you're such a huge fan too. Can you tell us about how you got into ASMR / recommend some of your favorite ASMR artists? I always want to say, dude, I find it so fascinating and cool that there's other people that share a fixation and a love for Bleach like I do. Bleach is definitely my comfort anime. Bleach is probably one of the first animes that was shown and that I finished all the way through. Bleach just has a special place in my heart. I've talked about this many times. Bleach, from the characters, the music, the themes, just it's great. I love everything about it except for the Bound arc. I'm not messing with that. I didn't really like it, but thank you so much for coming across the channel and sticking around and loving it. I appreciate you. So, funny enough, how I got into ASMR is one of the ASMRs I still watch to this day. He doesn't upload anymore, but I still watch him. So, I just remember coming across certain videos of people talking in their normal voice like this. And I remember people doing that. And I was a bit younger, maybe like 10 or 11 years old. And it made me feel like really calming in a way. And I just couldn't realize and understand what it was. At first, it was completely just weird to me. But through like a span of a week, I would come back to the same video because I couldn't go to sleep. I was super excited to see my friends, or I just had so much energy. So I thought putting on one of those, not at the time, unclassified ASMR videos, because it was just a tingle part in certain videos, really opened my eyes. It wasn't until I searched up ASMR and figured out it was that ASMR Darling and GB popped up. They were like the two front runners and the pioneers for it at the time when I looked it up on YouTube. But there was a channel called and I'll recommend you some of my favorite that I watch. This is not all of the ones that I watch on a daily basis, but I have a small ASMR playlist of some of my favorite videos. I need to go back and recycle through more of them that I used to love. So the channel that got me started, and it's so funny that I found this video again and I still watch it, is Be The One 613. I have a screenshot of the exact video on the screen that I used to watch. Literally, I remember as being a kid and literally looking up snack eating reviews or people eating candy, because I wanted to watch people eat candy when I ate candy. I was such a weird kid. He had gummy sharks, and this was my first time actually having gummy sharks. Coming across it, and I'm like, wow, I want to try them. Look, where I lived at, nobody had gummy sharks. No corner stores, no like grocery stores, no places had them. So I remember when I thought to myself, when I get my hands on some gummy sharks, I'm gonna try them again with this video. So, but Be The One 613 eating gummy sharks is still one of the most relaxing videos that I've ever watched. I love it a lot. So sometimes when I'm just maybe a little down and out, or just want to be a little bit more therapeutic, I'll throw on that video. And I love that he still has it up because it's just so relaxing to me. I remember exactly where I was, how I felt. It's just one of my comfort videos, like probably my ASMR video. That was the first video I've ever watched, and it's so funny, like I said, that it came back full circle, that I actually came across that video again, and it never slipped my mind what video that was. But some other channels that I'll recommend to you, and I feel so bad for actually leaving out some of my other favorite creators. So I don't know if he makes ASMR anymore, but it was Scoop 208 ASMR. Scoop's ASMR channel used to be so therapeutic to me because I remember watching his channel when I was young. So the first video I watched from him was about Nike Foamposites, the Supreme ones. I didn't like them, but I liked the shoe. And I always told myself I wanted to get a pair of Foamposites when I got older. I couldn't afford them because at the time they were $250, still about $230, $250. Still a very expensive shoe, but I love it a lot. It's my favorite shoe. I just remember following his journey. He had so many different shoes, and then he transitioned to ASMR maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. And seeing him do ASMR videos at the time was so therapeutic. This was around the time that COVID was going on, and then lockdown, so I had to watch my nephew, and then I was at home and I was recovering from rehab from my knee, and it just was, in physical therapy, it just was so like therapeutic and relaxing to put on these videos and relax and just be so familiar with the channel like that. Another one is ASMR Ty. I have not watched this channel in such a long time, dating up to this moment. Probably like 3-4 days ago I watched his videos again, but I used to watch his videos. I'm not the biggest fan of people just like chewing all the time and eating snacks and it being overly like stimulating. I'm not the biggest fan of those type of videos, but with his videos, the way it's kind of structured and the way he takes breaks between eating each snack or whatever he's eating, really like, it's tingly for some reason. So I like his channel a lot, and like I said, I'm a big candy fanatic, so he himself eats a lot of different candies, and I always just try to check in, see what kind of new candy it is, and then try to go pick it up and see how I feel. Next channel that I've been watching a lot more, I've always actually came across his channel. I didn't watch it all the time, but I would check my queue of videos that I have on my YouTube Premium, and I would fall asleep with ASMR in the background, and his videos would have played, and I have not been able to catch him in time because as soon as like I'm transitioning from one video to his video, I just knock out. So I'm gonna give him the credit for that. Long Live ASMR is the name of the channel. He eats some candies as well. His soft-spoken voice is very great. Like I said, he makes really great content, so he's one of the channels that I love to watch. make it engaging and interesting, and they just not just chew all the way and everything like that. So his channel reminds me of that, and I love it. So I've been listening to a lot of that when I'm at work. I know I shouldn't be because I'm already tired, but it definitely just mellows me out and kind of puts me on cruise control. And similar to his channel in a way is ASMR Well Rest. I came across his channel probably about a year ago, and his channel is probably one of the better channels that I've watched that are for smaller creators. He's way bigger creator than I am, but just in terms of scaling, like at the time I think he's at like 10 or 15k. That's still a lot to me. He's a big wig, but he makes great content. He does reviews. He just talks. He has really good valid points, and his voice is very, very like relaxing and soothing for a lot of people. I find if a lot of people aren't interested in ASMR and don't like it, if you watch his videos, his tone of his voice really will probably relax you and help you out a lot. I know somebody said they remind his voice reminds him of Bob Ross, kind of how he had that kind of mellow tone that kind of just relaxed you as he was doing what he does. That's what ASMR Well Rest kind of reminds me of. Plus, he makes, like I said, he makes great content. And if you're always looking for, healthy alternatives of certain things, he definitely has a lot of healthy alternatives of like yogurts and candies and donuts and stuff that he tries, and he gives you an honest review. So if you're ever interested in those type of things, as well as getting some ASMR, definitely check out his channel. He makes really great content, and he also takes dope pictures. So next, a channel that like I said, there's a lot more. I watch a lot of more women ASMR than I do men ASMR, just because they're very therapeutic, and I get some of my greatest ideas and inspiration from them. They're so creative. The women ASMR community are some of the most creative women out there, and I feel like that's such an amazing thing. But it's Talina ASMR. So I watch her ASMR channel, I watch her other channel. She has given me motivation, inspiration, because like I said, I've been watching her for a while. I remember when she first started, I was on her channel. I probably watched one of her first videos. So to see her growth at this point is really, really admiring. She makes great content, and her backpacking and everything gave me the courage, and like I said, also inspired me to want to go out and see the world for myself at a young age. She definitely has a great hustle to her, if I'm being completely honest, and she makes great content. So I think with all those stuff mixed together, I think it's just a recipe for success. So I love turning on her videos at times and just listening to it. Like I said, the way that she's on a mic and she kind of controls the ASMR is really crazy. That's one of the things that a lot of great ASMR artists have. They can kind of command the sound and make a sound of what you think is predictable bend to the way they like it, and she definitely does a good job at that type of stuff. Next, one of like the guys for me, this channel, like I remember coming across it a while ago, and just every time he uploads, he tunes in, and I appreciate him for always commenting on a channel. It's Renton ASMR. I can't say how much good stuff about Renton ASMR's videos and the work he puts in. He used to be like make a lot of sports related content, but he's transitioning, and I think that the fact that he's doing both is amazing. He makes great content, and he's very, very, very good at what he does. His content is very soothing. He's very detailed. I just appreciate that. I know a lot of people kind of just come for the tingles, but when he does his ASMR and I was gonna say ASMR NFL breakdowns and just stats and everything, he's very detailed, and the way he make it flows, I know he takes his time to write this stuff out and whatever he does, because there's no way that he's able to capture all of this within an hour or two and make it flow so graciously. So I'm always gonna be a fan of his channel. Like I advocate for his channel. We're about the same size. So like his channel is amazing. I'm always tuning in. Like his candy tier list ranking video, amazing. Keychain ranking video, first started and to see him grow, it really made me proud to see that because I felt like that was such an accomplishment for him. And it just shows the testament to how much you put in. I remember going to Thailand and I was hoping that I would run into him just to be able to let him know that I do appreciate his content and that I think it's so dope. And if there was any tips that he could possibly give me going forward, but we never ran into each other. I went to the same pool party that he went to, but he left before I got there, so it just didn't happen. But maybe one day I'll run into him again down there or something like that, and I could just maybe make some content with him or something like that, or just have a great conversation with him. Another one is Aussie ASMR man. Now this channel's a little bit random for me, but he has an accent, and I think it's just like literally in the name Aussie. Some of the like funniest stuff, like me and my girl had this running joke where like I was trying to tell her that one of the members from New Jeans, Hani, was Australian, but I couldn't get Australia out, so I just panicked. I was like, I'm Aussie. So it's just a funny thing when I see that name, but he makes great content, and I love his narration. It's just so soft, and it just does it for me every single time. And like I said, Be the One 613 was the first channel that I came across his content as well. His couple of videos, the Gummy Sharks, 2 Gummy Shark video, and then the beach ring. Not the beach ring, but the lightsabers video. He has some good videos. Negan Tuck ASMR. I'm a little bummed out that he doesn't upload anymore. When I'd say that he had one of the craziest figure collections that I've seen on YouTube. I was blown away by it, and I love the story behind his figures and just what he did. I loved it. All of it just really blew me away. And I still watch his videos. I remember there's certain channels for me that when I stumble across them, it just instantly put me to sleep. And his channel was one of the ones that just instantly just puts me to sleep every single time. I can't fathom the fact of how good his channel is. Even to this day, I just turn it on, it still puts me to sleep. Another one is Isis, the Enchantress, her channel as well. That's where I got the idea to do the gum chewing. She does like amazing gum chewing videos, and she's just so detailed, and like when she goes on her rants and she just talks about stuff, it's very relaxing. And I remember coming across her channel a little while ago, like a couple years ago. She stopped for a little bit, but when she came back, I picked back up her channel. So anytime that I can tune into her channel, I definitely do tune into a video just to support and check it out because I know it's going to be great content. A newer channel that I stumbled across is called Relaxing Fizz. She is killing it. I'm watching her pizza video and her story and everything like that. But it just flows. Like, I don't know what else to say. As long as she keeps going, she's gonna take off and just keep doing great things. Keep going. Like, she's making great content. Another low-key channel that they don't really upload anymore, but I just pure ASMR artists. I don't know how they're so good at it, but Copa ASMR. I'm not sure if that's one person or 2 people in the channel, but whoever it is, the channel entirety is just an amazing channel. The ASMR and everything is just so good, and the fact that it goes from ear to ear, like the setup is just nuts. So that channel is like amazing. That channel's great. Another, he's like Blade Whisper Bro to me. They're like those kind of in the same category for me. I love to go back to their videos. Achilles ASMR. His channel, he's uploading a lot more now. Very, very soft spoken. Like, his gain on his microphone is so high that it's just so tingly. Like, it's just amazing. So I love his channel. Somi's channel, I've been watching her for a long, long, long time. I used to love watching Somi's channel. Yeah, I've not watched a video in a little while though, but I used to love watching her channel. She just make great content. She still does. I know it's great. I need to actually go back and check out some more videos. Like, I just stopped watching ASMR so much once I got started trying to making it. I only watch ASMR on my own now. If I'm ever just trying to pay attention to how the people do it, how they angle themselves, how they keep eye contact, everything. I try not to get too technical, but so I just try to take a step back a lot when I watch ASMR. I try not to get too nerdy about it. So, Somi ASMR, great, great, great content. Like, I feel like sometimes I shouldn't even be watching her until it's ASMR, but they make great content. So. Great. So, that is all the questions from everybody that commented. Thank you all. So, I'm going to go through a list of questions that I made myself. And just sit back, relax, and let's see where it takes us. First question is, what inspired you to start your YouTube channel? What inspired me to start my YouTube channel was that I was an avid consumer of ASMR up until that point for maybe like 8 or 9 years. I was watching ASMR a lot. Like I said, not even knowing it. And then actually coming across it and actually knowing that I was watching ASMR. And I got to the point that I forgot there was some video a guy just said, you know what, you should try it and see how it goes for you. So I thought to myself I would go ahead and try it. And I took that leap of faith and it turned out great for me. Plus, I am, if you know me in real life, I'm not the most social person. It's not that I can't be social, but I am so task oriented and focused on other things that I just rather not talk if we don't have to, unless I'm really, really close to you. I mean no harm by this at all, but I just kind of just am a very quiet, shy person, if I'm being completely honest. So this was one of the ways for me to open myself up, speak to a camera, and stand true and proud, head up high, and try to work on my speaking skills in a way. And to also, as follow up with that, the name Takami does ASMR came from my other channel, Takami Love Anime. And I took Takami from Akame, the anime Akame got killed. That, and I just took Akame from it and put Takami. So that was one of my favorite new gens that I watched maybe like around 2021. I loved it. It was such an unethical story. And it's so unpredictable. Probably one of the first anime that I watched is so unpredictable. So I love it. Like I just said, the question 2 was how did you come up with the name Takami? Question number 3 is what is a normal day in your life like right now? So my life is pretty boring, but consistency and greatness stems from boringness, if I'm being honest. So just wake up, thank the Lord for the day, and then get up, get ready, go to work. As I come from work from my first job, I come home, maybe I'll nap, take another freshen up again, and then I'll just go ahead, go see my girlfriend, spend time with family, whatever else needs to be done. Do some tasks, get on the charts and start charting, invest a little bit, work on some YouTube ideas. Now it's gonna be eating my factory meals as well as working out a little bit to make sure I maintain my nutrients and protein and everything that I need to do to make sure my health doesn't fluctuate. Because in total, I'm probably working about 16 hours out of the day. That's the reason why there's not been a lot of YouTube videos. There's a lot out to then be able to have an entire ecosystem. So maintaining focus on one thing, I just go to a million other things. I can be great at a million other things, but I told myself before I turn 30 years old, I want to be great at something. I don't want to be good anymore. I want to be great at one particular thing. It doesn't matter what it has to be. Whatever I set my mind on, I want to be great at it. So that is what I'm doing now. What motivates me when I feel stuck? What motivates me is my future kids, my future wife, my family. My family is the biggest thing for me. There would be no me without family. So I always have this endless battery in my back and this chip on my shoulder that I leave for myself to be able to get through. And I realize that nobody is coming to save me, so that I need to get on my horse and just keep pushing forward even when I'm stuck. And a lot of people tell you, if you're stuck, oh well. No, if you're stuck, sit in the stuckness. Sit in the hurt or the feeling. Understand, accept what you're feeling in that moment. And let that grow and inspire and make you a better person than what you need to be. It has to be that whatever it is that you're stuck on, you need to face it. And you need to understand and accept that this is not the end of what's going on, but just a stepping stone. And I usually put that mindset into goal, and I just never doubt it. I have to be really, really down on myself for me to be really, really feel stuck. Because I know there's always a task at hand. Because I've set it out for myself. I planned it out, so I know what I need to do. It's just a matter of executing it and hoping and praying and doing the most I could possibly can that it comes true. My biggest goal this year is pay off some debt and reach that personal financial goal. Those are my biggest things this year. Once that, I'll be able to open up my horizons and shoot for a lot more, but I'm mainly just focused on those things as of right now. What is something that number 7, sorry, I'm not saying the numbers, but number 7 is what's something people would be surprised to know about you. And I'll have the questions on the screen. What's something people would be surprised to know about you? Something that people would be surprised to know about me, that I actually turned out to have 6 wisdom teeth. A normal person has 4. I had 2 down here, and then 2 up here. So I had 6 wisdom teeth in total. As well as I am the youngest child by 12 years. I am the baby of the family. So those probably 2 things. I'll probably say that. As well as I can endlessly chug juice, water, doesn't matter. I can just chug it in a matter of like 2 seconds. If I'm being like, if you know who Badlands Chugs is, I can do what he does. People always be like, you gotta stop, you gotta hurt yourself. So I don't do it as often, but I can definitely do what he does as well. Question number 8. What has been the hardest part of your journey so far? The hardest part of my journey is just being able to understand that I'm the person that gives a lot of people advice, and I have to be the person that keeps steering my own ship. It's tough sometimes when you don't have anybody there that can give you good, authentic advice. And there's no disrespect to anybody that's watching, but I'm the one that people come to clear their head and understand and see if they're on the right track. So, getting beat up and having to get back up over and over and over again, and doing the same thing day in and day out and not seeing results, but knowing it's coming, delayed gratification. That's probably been the hardest part. I know when it's all said and done and I get to where I'm going, it's gonna be worth it, but it definitely has just been such a tough road. But I'm gonna keep going because I'm just motivated about it. I feel like there's nothing out there that I'm gonna let stop me, Lord willing. There's nothing that's gonna stop. So I'm just gonna keep pushing it, striving for it as much as I possibly can. So that's just what I have to tell myself. I tell myself every single day, we're just gonna keep doing it. We're gonna keep goals simply by themselves outside of family and stuff keep me going. Um, we all have days where we kind of like slow down and everything like that, so that's kind of inevitable. It's nothing that you could really do about that, but you kind of just gotta weather the storm pretty much. It can be like extremely hard though, but once you kind of get your system down, it becomes easier, and the more you graciously go through it, you start to understand too that like, okay, here's my spots where things I know I can recharge for a little bit, or I can kind of take a second to this day, or take a second to this minute, or whatever else, and kind of flip some stuff around to like make it a little bit more refreshing and not boring. Because slowing the day down comes from like when it gets boring, it's the kind of the repetition of it. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and one like Monday to Sunday, sometimes you may see a big jump in consistency, or you see a big jump in just results, but most of the time you don't see it that short. So stuff like that. Question number 10: what does success look like to you personally? Success for me personally looks like being able to afford all bare necessities without even having to think about them, and being able to double up on those at all times. Being able to take a trip that is gonna inspire you and open your horizon up to more new ideas and bring you more motivation. Being able to take care of any financial mishaps, or any surprise purchase fee, anything that comes up surprisingly, and just any small to medium sized expenses. Those to me are what success looks like in a way. Because I think life becomes easier once you get to a certain threshold of money, and once and I'm not talking about like 100,000, 50,000. I do think that those numbers become easier. I do believe that, but I believe once you become more financially literate and a little bit more budget friendly, once you hit a certain number, it becomes a little bit easier. Oh, and being able to pay your house bills and everything just on autopilot. I think that type of stuff really means that you're personally, for me, it means success. I'm a very simple guy. So what's your favorite way to relax outside of YouTube? My favorite ways, this is probably my favorite question so far. My favorite way to relax outside of YouTube would personally be reading manga. I need to start back up with watching anime once it gets a little bit warmer, going to the park and playing basketball. I probably will make a video of that. This summer I really want to get great again. I haven't played in a while, and there's a lot of things I want to work on. My runner, my floater, my left hand, and my mid range, and my 3-ball. So, consistency, like just dribble combinations. I will make a video about that at some point, because I really feel like I need to bring on to a day of life like that. I used to really go hard, like first part of the day conditioning, second part of the day shooting, third part of the day dribble drills, and just repeat, nutrition, repeat. So I definitely need to bring y'all into that type of life again. Well, not again, but to show y'all that type. I like to do that. I also like to go hiking, walking trails. I like going walking as well. And if I have the time, I like playing the game sometimes. Those are some of the most relaxing things for me. I'm a very simple person, and writing music. Those type of simple things I kind of just like to indulge my time in when I'm not on YouTube. I try not to consume YouTube when I'm not on it as much. If it's not for a video or something, just to try to just separate it. Number 12 is, what's one habit you're trying Sasuke pulled up in his black outfit when he learned the Shidori. He was spamming it. He's finna fight Gaara. I remember that. One of my favorite scenes. I remember watching that. Then I stopped watching that episode. I remember everything. My room had a bunk bed and everything like that. I was chilling a little bit. And I was watching Attack on Titan. Our tradition. I was watching it. And I remember the episode when Eren got eaten by the Titan when he was on top of the rooftop with everybody. And then like the episode just ended. And I'm like, bro died. Like, bro, you know what? 3 times. And in one episode, I was like sitting there as a kid, like around 2013, 2014. I was probably like 12. So I remember watching it and I'm like, what just happened, bro? Like, he's done. This dude got ate up 3 times in one episode. I was very confused. It's crazy as time flies by. What Attack on Titan turned into. I remember watching the first episode of Attack on Titan when it was like weekly episodes, which was nuts. Nuts to me. What's your top 5 animes of all time? My top 5 animes of all time is going to be Bleach. No order, by the way. Bleach. Akame ga Kill. I'm blanking right now. Love is War is up there. 2 more. Bleach, Love is War, Akame ga Kill. Let me see. I want to say Steins Gate as well. And I'm missing another one. Let's go Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! GX to be specific, but Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. Yu-Gi-Oh! IDs, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep, definitely up there. Battle City. Peak. What's your favorite anime character and why? My favorite anime character is, I know it'd probably be easy to say Ichigo, but Ichigo's up there for sure, but my favorite anime character probably Yuta Okkotsu. Yuta Okkotsu. I just love his backstory and just the nonchalantness of him. I love the character in general. He was one of the reasons why I fell in love with JJK. Just because he was the Yuta. He was the Yuji before Yuji. And I remember waiting patiently for JJK Zero, the movie, to come out. And that, like, manga is probably my favorite one. I just love Yuta as a character. It's just a very interesting story. And then who he became now, I remember he used to be like, when he was fighting Gojo, he was kind of just timid. Now he's just a mercenary. He just handles business at any point in time. So Yuta Okkotsu is definitely my favorite character. Oh, another anime. I just looked at my lock screen. I'll show y'all. I think I showed y'all before, but I'm not sure if I did. But it's Black Star and Death the Kid. Yes. Fire to lock screen, by the way. Let's see. What anime world would you live in? What would I live in? This is tough because no matter which one you pick, you're kinda just screwed. Like, I know what off rip I'm not going to Attack on Titan. Absolutely not. Tokyo Ghoul, absolutely not. Death Parade, absolutely not. Death Parade, I might be okay because it all goes based on your history. I probably get the good elevator. I'm like, for sure, I definitely get the Bleach, maybe, but if I'm not born into the Soul Society, I'm kind of screwed, and especially if I'm not a part of like Ichigo or Ime, Chad, Uryu, I'm kind of screwed, bro. I'm not gonna say black. I was gonna say not black, but why can't I remember the name of it? Black Clover. My grandma, I don't know. My hero. I feel like you're kind of just like, yeah, maybe if you're not class A, you're kind of screwed. Dragon Ball, absolutely not. It's Goku or nothing, bro. If you're not a Saiyan, you're screwed. In my eyes. Dang, that's a tough one. What anime would you live in? Oh, and my favorite anime, I'm sorry, I forgot what it was. Konosuba. I'll probably live in Konosuba. I'll probably let's just say Konosuba. I just go be in Konosuba, bro. Why not? Let's just do that. What's the most underrated anime you've watched? Takemichi. I don't like Takemichi. Overrated. Maybe Shield Hero. Shield Hero or Farron. I still haven't like got into Farron. I don't know. It just it kind of at a point in time felt real depressing to me. Let me know if I need to check out Farron. It looks good, but I'm just not sure about it. If I'm being completely honest, y'all gotta let me know if I need to tap in with that because it just kind of gets me a little, But probably Shield Hero. I'm not a fan of that at all. Can't. I'm not. Don't like it. What's your favorite anime power system? It's gotta probably be Nin. I would probably say Nin just because how complex it is, and this like it gets deep with the Nin. I made a Nin power system video before on this channel, so I would definitely say that. Reishi and like everything in Bleach is also very interesting. Chakra could be another one, but I would probably say Nin just because how complex it actually is. And there's some amazing Nin users. Like, and Nin always comes down to matchups. Like, it doesn't matter how strong you are. Certain animes that no matter what it is, they can always upscale and like beat somebody. But like with proper like training and actually like fights, like it can get a little crazy. Certain matchups can get a little wild that you think somebody should just wipe the floor with this one person. If they're an expert in that inability and it runs deep, they might take whoever your favorite character is for a run for their money. So I would say Nin is probably one of the best power systems to me. Who had the best character development in anime? I just had a name and it slid me. Probably Vegeta though. I would say Vegeta has some great character development. Came to Earth, was a villain. Fell in love with Bulma. Bulma really kind of mellowed him out, and his progression of not being able to care about people and then caring about his kid, especially when Beerus slapped Bulma, he lost his mind. I would think he has a pretty good character development as well. Ryoko from Kill la Kill has a pretty good character development as well. I don't know if he has the best character development, but it was very interesting. Eren from Attack on Titan. Probably Deku's up there as well. I'm trying to think who else. I'm trying not to go too mainstream. I'm trying to think who else has some pretty good character development. I'm not gonna say Aizen, but probably Aizen. Not character development, but he's the best villain to me by far. Best enemy villain. But I would probably say those people have the best character development. Comment down below who you think also has the best character development. It's gonna come to me once I get off the video, and I'm definitely probably gonna agree with who you say. Question number 10. What anime moment gave you chills? Oh, as a kid, it was Gohan versus Cell, but what gave me, I remember, I still watch it to this day. When Ichigo came out the cleaners, and he was like, Mugetsu Getsuga Tencho. Like, when he was fighting Aizen, and Aizen had the Hokyoku in his chest, and he said, he told him, let's not fight here. He said, who decided? And he grabbed him by his face, and he pulled him to the lock. That shit still to this day gives me chills. Because Ichigo was like, bro, you're talking too much. Come on. And he grabbed him by his face and pulled him to a different, like, that fight was crazy. I still remember to this day, that was fire. That still gives me chills to this day. It's just like, it was so serious. Like, the chain on the arm was cold. Like, that was so fire. What's your favorite anime fight? Favorite anime fight? Probably Sasuke and Itachi when they both were just using Mangekyo on each other. And he was fighting his brother and everything like that. That was one of my favorites. That one, or when they were like, he's coming, and Sasuke was like running to the thing and he went into the room with all the Hokages. Probably one of those two. What's your comfort anime? Konosuba. Konosuba, like, over the seasons, it kind of like got a little watered down with the first 2 seasons. accessible, and it's something about putting my phone down and being immersed in an actual book and reading it, taking me through the journey. Like I said, once you get hooked and you're just going through the motions of it, I think there's no better feeling. Just because when I was reading, I was getting lost in it. Anime is great, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like there becomes a lot of options because there's a lot of great shows that are out that can really get you get caught up and kind of throw you off your swivel a little bit because you kind of just like, man, what do I watch? When an episode is like, not one season's like 40 episodes, you're like, man, I just want to watch this. But I would say manga for me personally, just being able to collect and each manga telling a story, and it's just something about being able to pick up a manga when you want to read it after you've had it for a long time, picking up, immerse yourself in reading it, put it back and grab something else. It's just something about it. One of the best feelings, if I'm being completely honest. There's no better feeling. Anime is great, but immersing yourself in manga, especially a manga that you love and you cherish, you can get some really good motivation from that. What manga? Question number 14, by the way. What manga would you recommend to beginners? It's always funny because people always say Berserk. No, I always mention this all the time. No, a manga that I would recommend to a beginner, something very, very easy that is obtainable. I'm not gonna give a specific type of manga. You know your big manga shows out here. Something that I will give you some tips to being able to pick your first manga. I don't know because it's subjective. There is a lot of animes and mangas that are kind of based different and they don't line up the same, and that becomes a hard question to answer for a lot of people. But I will tell you what you should look for. Always when you're going, you should probably look for a manga that has a lot of prints of it at that very moment, just because my rule is you give a manga series 3 volumes to decide if you actually like the series and want to continue reading it. Just because 3 is a perfect number. The first volume is always going to be very slow and build the story up. Number 2 is going to start building upon the first one and start to get a little bit deep. It's not going to be until the last chapter and a half of the second volume that they're going to start escalating, and then you're going to get into your meat and potatoes and story building in your first problem in that specific manga in volume 3 to 4. So I always think that 3 volumes is pretty a good valuation point. You can even read them online or you can read them in the store and see if you like it. Like I said, always go for something that has prints, preferably something that has a different, like if it has an omnibus, something that has single volumes, something that has deluxe volumes, just something in general that there's a wide variety of them. Because most people are normally going to leave the normal volumes away and not touch those. They're going to go for the 3-in-1s, and they're going to go for the deluxe editions or the hardcover ones. You want to kind of aim for the single individual volumes or the 3-in-1s if you can possibly get your hands on those. Those two ways, I would say so. And in any series that you kind of do, looks at your eyes. Don't be afraid to actually pick it up, read the back, scroll through it for a quick second, just with the pages and just take a look. But that's definitely going to be able to help you. Like I said, first series that I could recommend. It's kind of hard because everybody is different. You could kind of go down a wormhole. You could do like romance. You could do just action, comedy, horror. I like horror. I'm starting to come around with that a lot more just because it's a little bit more edgy and the story progresses so drastically quicker to me because there's a lot of problems that need to be resolved. But I would say those tips. I can't give you an actual beginner volume because I don't want to recommend the just basic shonen stuff. I think whatever catches your eye, you pick that thing up and you read it because you might like it. Next question. What's your favorite manga that you read so far? My favorite manga is probably Gigant. I've said it before what Gigant was about, but Gigant is also from the creator of Blam. I think that's what it was called. But Gigant is basically about a app that lets people rank certain things and they happen in the world, and there's also time travelers that go back that can turn from small to giant monsters, like giant humans She was way older than him though, and it was like an eye-opener series to me. Like it was really cool, and at the end, like it was just so heartwarming and everything like that was really good. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Another one that I read that I liked a lot was probably Fist of the North Star. I just like how it held up from the anime. I love the old, inspired look of it. It's just one of my favorite ones to have in my Vitamin Showcase. I rave about that one all the time when I get the chance. Probably those two Kick Hands was one that I had no prior history of knowing, and I read it, and it really blew me away. I was just so surprised and just ecstatic and impressed by that those volumes. And it's not that many, so you can finish the whole entire. It's probably like 12. So if that, probably like 13. But a great series at that. Question number 16: what anime do you wish had a better ending? Probably Soul Eater. I know Soul Eater continues in the manga, but I just feel like the fact that in the anime they just kind of ended it that way. Well, spoiler alert. Maki being also a wielder, but also being a weapon at the same time, and the power of friendship. That's just kind of just trash to me. It created such a big problem that the power of friendship beat it is not like I know it expands upon it in the actual manga, so I'm gonna go read the rest of Soul Eater manga. Like I have to. I looked online, couldn't find it, so I have to go buy the actual volumes. If you have a website online that you know I can watch it, let me know. But that ending for me, anime wise, was just not it. That like the build up to that point was crazy, but that just wasn't it for me. What anime are you currently watching? What anime am I currently watching? I think the last anime I watched was Hell's Paradise. I was watching it on my friend's account, so I definitely gotta ask him to see what's up with that if I can get back on there. I canceled my Crunchyroll because I didn't watch enough of it. I definitely need to get back on there, but I didn't watch enough. I didn't want to waste money when I wasn't watching it. I got so extremely busy, but I should be able to get an episode or two in a day. I need to start doing that. I want to start talking about more of that on this channel. I definitely feel like we have some great conversations about that. But yeah, probably Hell's Paradise. I've been waiting a very, very long time for Hell's Paradise season 2 to come out, and there's a lot of episodes that are out now between sub and dub, so I definitely need to check that out. I'll probably go watch a couple of them in dub, but I'm definitely gonna switch this up because you know I need to do work on my immersion. Still learning Japanese, so I need to hear it a lot more. Number 18, what anime character do you relate to the most? Probably Ukiyoda. I know that kind of sounds a little depressing, but just the fact of him kind of being a little bit out of touch, but also starting to realize that this feeling that people are chasing, he wants to also feel that feeling. I would say Ukiyoda as well as Ichigo. Ichigo just being able to like the staple of being it's always others before me, in a way that I know what I bring and I know what I'm capable of. I don't doubt that. But like my saying I live by in life is, where I come from we bully the bully. And that's not to be aggressive or anything like that, but I just never like to see other people that are minding their business, that aren't looking for trouble, get trouble brought to them by people that are just trying to cause it. So I feel like being the mediator and always standing up for other people is kind of like a superpower for me. So I feel like Ichigo does that perfectly. Like him by himself is just whatever, but when it comes to his friends, he always elevates, and family and friends, and he always elevates up to the task. So I would probably say that. Number 19, what's your favorite villain in anime? Aizen, hands down. It's easy. For me, I think Aizen is the best villain in all anime. We could debate about it. That's just personally me. If you know about Bleach like I know about it, if you watched it, read in detail, went online and researched it, watched a lot of videos of people breaking stuff down, Aizen by far is the best anime villain of all time. By far. Like, it's written, trip, looks, he has everything. He's the best villain of all time. For me, I'm not even trying to be biased. I really I sat here and I thought about this question and thought like, who else nobody was doing what he's done. He set the entire story up. Like, it's crazy. What anime ability? What would it? If I could have one anime ability, what would it be? Probably Gojo's. Six eyes. Probably that. I think because that's just overpowered. I would say that. That's probably the first thing. I would have always thinking like Sage mode or like Super Saiyan 4. I was thinking those. Or just Ultra Instinct. But I would probably say Gojo's six eyes. Just because that literally gives you all the abilities. So I would literally probably just have the six eyes. Because I'll be the only person with it. I think I would probably do that. What anime has the best soundtrack? Bleach again. I'm not trying to be biased, y'all. Y'all let me know. But the OSTs in Bleach for every character, especially his Shinji's, is fire. I'm really like, when I'm saying these things, I'm really trying to figure out what other one has the better soundtrack. I'm really trying to figure it out. I think it's up there for sure, though. I could be wrong, but I really believe Bleach does, bro. Like, it has the best OSTs. What anime would you rewatch for the first time again? Good one, good one. Which anime would I rewatch for the first time again? That's a very great question. I need to actually think upon that. What would I actually watch for the first time again? Probably season 1 of Classroom of the Elite. That season 1 was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Probably that or Konosuba season 1. One of those two. I would probably watch those again because Konosuba was fire. Like, it's so fucking funny, bro. But probably one of those two. What's your favorite genre? Shonen? Not anymore. As I grow older, absolutely not. It's just there's too many aspects for children in shonen. I am not opposed of it though, so I'm gonna be honest with that. But shonen just becomes too much in certain ways because they're still kind of like, it's the reason I wasn't able to finish Black Clover. They still sit up there and they just like glaze Asta, even though he's not on screen. And I get it. I know his power is like scaling when he's off screen as well, but that just, oh, we can't beat him, we gotta retreat type of thing. I don't like that. I like knowing when people are gonna meet for something, it's gonna end in some type of like, budding of something. So romance is definitely up there for me though. You'd be surprised there's a lot of great romance animes out there that have such good pacing and timing with it. Or in high school, I think that's what it was called. I like that one as well. Seinen is good. I don't know. I think that one's cool too. That's the dark stuff. So, what anime do you think question number 24. What anime do you think deserves more hype? What anime I think deserves more hype? That's a good question. What anime I think deserves more hype? I'm actually gonna look this up right now. What anime do I think deserves more hype? What anime do I think deserves more hype? There's a few. I'm trying to think of something that deserves some love. That's very underrated. Nothing's popping. I'm trying to think. I don't want to go with something that's very obvious. I got my list right here, so I'm looking. They got Mob Psycho is actually really good, like through and through. I don't think it has any lowlights, if I'm being honest, unless I'm skipping over it. I'm not gonna say JoJo because JoJo, people are on the fence about JoJo, but JoJo literally should. Steel Ball Run is not getting talked about enough for some reason. Like JoJo's about to come back, but the way they're handling it probably is the reason why. What else is out there? Code Geass too. Not a lot of people talk about Code Geass. I've not heard a lot of stuff about Code Geass. A lot of people don't like it because it's old. I would probably say one of those two. Probably Code Geass or Mob Psycho. I'd probably go Mob Psycho just because not a lot of people talk about Mob Psycho. I know Mob Psycho ended and it's done, but Mob Psycho is like a great show, and it doesn't get praised enough for some odd reason. Question number 25. Last question. This question is for all y'all because I am so thankful for every single one of y'all. Thank you all so much for showing so much support on this channel. I know that I have not been consistent. I am working at least 16 to maybe 15 to 16 hours a day, so I'm trying as much as I possibly can. I have a little break from my jobs for like the next 2 or 3 days, so I'm gonna try to film as much as I possibly can for you all. Thank you all for being so patient. This is part 1 of the 2,500 subscriber special. Part 2 is we're gonna be a taste testing and try different snacks. This last question is dedicated to y'all, and I'll leave it in the comments. Let me know. Number 25. What anime should I make more ASMR content about? I want to know what you think. That I'm open to all anime, so let me know down below. But it is banging, man. Comments. ASMR. And that has been the end of this video. Thank you all so much for getting to the end of this one. I plan on doing all my videos no minimum less than 30 minutes to an hour